Hello. I hope you're doing very well. I hope that, oh my god, sirens are going off already. Okay. I hope that you like this video, that you comment on this video, that you subscribe to this channel. Above all, most importantly, I hope that this video elevates and enhances your life and helps you through situation. The situation I'd like to discuss today is detaching from external validation, specifically the male gaze. Let's talk about this. Over the past year, I canceled TikTok. I canceled Instagram. I have something in my eye. I have had Facebook on and off for marketplace. So happy I'm not on social media, except YouTube. I noticed that not only is my attention span dwindling when I divert my time into scrolling into the very addicting apps. I also noticed that I had no idea who I was without social media. Let's talk about how our relationship and our codependency to these social apps have now affected our self-worth. This is how. When you upload something, you upload it looking for likes, for the dopamine hit of a reaction, of a comment, of validation. Yes, of validation. Since quitting Instagram, TikTok, I noticed how dependent I was on that validation and how unhappy I was within the self. Now I know I am a much more confident person. I am a much more confident woman. By quitting social media, I am now working on detaching from the male gaze. I was not even aware of how ingrained this is. I don't want to get overly personal. I will share though that I have been in an environment that sexualized me at a very young age and just continued on throughout my life because I evolved into a wonderful, gorgeous goddess. I can't believe I just said that out loud. The me from a year ago was so insecure, so lost, so unsure, and now I can say this to a camera, upload this to share to you, and just own it. That is why it's so important for you to detach from the male gaze and external validation. How do you know if you are addicted to the male gaze? You are addicted to the male gaze if you go and you buy something and you think, is he gonna like this? Is she going to like this? Are they going to like this? You are addicted to the male gaze if you're feeling yourself. You feel nice and regal. You know you're sexy. You know you're fly. But you're like, oh, are they looking? You know what I mean. Oh, are they looking? Just want to see from your peripheral to see if you got someone's attention. You are addicted to the male gaze and external validation if you feel the need to constantly be seen. You constantly want to be seen in order to gain the approval of something, of someone. I'm sure there's many other scenarios. These are just top 3 things that I personally have difficulty with, things that I am working on. I was shooketh when I realized how much external validation I was seeking and how much of that was correlated to the male gaze and male approval. Let's say you are on social media and you are always posting, very firm experience. I'm not going to be pointing fingers here. I'm just going to be really honest. I would post photos of myself, in the gym, and I'd make sure my angles were good, suck in my stomach, turn a little bit, lift the hip a little bit because that's going to show your nice little ass. I knew in that moment I felt incredible. I knew that. But then I felt the need to photograph this moment or upload this video and make sure that I sucked in and turned in the right angle because I wanted to upload the best photo of me. And that's fine. Of course, if I'm going to expose myself, I want it to be like top tier me. But the fact that I was so uncomfortable in showing who I am as is before is the issue because I am not that version. I am not the slimmed, tucked, angled. Like, that's not me. And that's not you. You don't only come in one angle. You're a whole complex, diverse, voluptuous, scrumptious being. I would upload these photos. Sometimes I would be wearing less clothes than others. I would get a good amount of reactions, including some unwanted reactions. I would have people, I definitely remember a specific comment of someone feeling the need to comment how fat my was in that part, in that particular post, that was not the focus. The focus was I was trying on clothing and showing the transitions. Apparently that's where that male person, or that person's, it was a male, that person's attention went to. That made me feel uncomfortable. Part of me was, why am I attracting that type of energy? Now me understands that that type of energy was there because somewhere within me, I wanted that. I wanted that because I needed that type of validation. I didn't feel like, oh, if I did not get the approval of a man, even if it was like sexualizing me and objectifying me, like reducing me, it didn't feel like a successful post, because then I wasn't a successful person because I'm not sexy, because I'm not attractive. That's my example. That's my scenario. Whew, I'm gonna take a sip because I'm actually surprised that I'm sharing with it, like sharing this. This is hard. Like, this is shit that should probably only be for my therapist, but I know that the universe is telling me to share this, and that I'm sharing this for a purpose, and that purpose is to help in whatever form that may be. And I do work on these things in therapy, of course. That was 1 year, 2 years ago me. I also knew that I didn't feel sexy enough, comfortable enough, confident enough, like secure. I did not feel secure in my own self unless I was posting this type of content. It wasn't just that type of content. It was a lot of different types of content that I would post. But I did find myself kind of moving away from that and having a tug where, okay, I posted this photo of myself, but I don't want to be seen. That doesn't make sense, right? Like, so clearly there is a break in that train of thought, a break in that system. So there's my example. Moving on, there's a huge power in posting yourself and showing a lot of skin and all that. The power is only there if you know your foundation is so strong that it doesn't fucking shake no matter what. Fast forward to a year later, I cut out social media. I am so proud. I am so happy to be in the place where I am at this time. I feel whole. The crazy thing is that by detaching myself from this external validation, I have become so magnetic, and so can you. If you dig in deep and do the internal work on, why am I dressing this way? Am I dressing this way for myself? Am I dressing this way because this makes me feel the best, most powerful, confident, badass, sexy version of myself? Or am I dressing this way because I think people like me more this way? Because this is the version that gets the most validation. Am I posting this because I am happy and radiating, and because I really want to post this and just want to show the world that I'm happy? Am I posting this to spread knowledge and peace and joy and happiness? Or am I posting this because in this moment I feel posting this photo of me with my tummy tucked in, my hair and makeup done up to the nines? Am I posting this right now because in my actuality, in my reality, I feel super low, craving the adrenaline of the likes, of the comments, of people telling me that I'm so beautiful? Let's move on. We have identified what the external validation seeking looks like, what the male gaze seeking looks like, and how that is operating from lack. Now we're going to identify a solution. We know it's coming from lack. How do we get from lack to abundance? I am a huge believer of journals and writing. So I believe that this is a time where you whip out your journal and you just sit down with yourself and think, if you are actively on social media, the most recent post of yourself. What did you upload and why did you upload it? If you find that you uploaded that because you were feeling really good and you wanted to just share that because you want to commemorate it on your timeline, beautiful. When you look at that post, did you feel empty? Did you feel a void when you uploaded that? And analyze that. Once you analyze that, you can figure out, like, now you know your starting point. And your starting point is, wow, I realize that I have been posting these photos of myself because I don't feel worthy. I don't feel beautiful. I don't feel complete or whole. And that's okay. You can feel that way. As a society, we know we live in a patriarchal world. People that identify outside of that, we have been molded. We have been molded to adapt to what better suits that system. If you are seeking to be in your feminine, you are moving closer to balance, because you have to balance out your masculinity and your femininity. If you're living in a patriarchal world and you're doing everything to cater to that world, then you probably need to tap into your femininity. Whether it be you're overly exposing yourself for external validation, or you're going into a shell. You're in a shell and you like don't want to be seen and you feel embarrassed because you're afraid. I am those two people. I have been those versions. And there's nothing wrong with you being there. It's part of your process. And this is a difficult subject, so inhale, exhale. Now you know where you are, and you're going to start challenging that dependency on that external validation. Next time you go out somewhere, catch yourself. If you feel, like you're flirtatious and all that stuff, catch yourself. Why are you being flirtatious? Are you doing it because you want to attract attention, simply because if you get the high of the attention, you're gonna feel good about yourself? Or are you coming off as flirtatious because that's literally naturally just your aura and you're feeling yourself? So therefore, it's not really even flirting. You're just magnetic. You're just alluring. That right there is a beautiful thing. I had no idea how much I was living in this male attention seeking lifestyle, because I'm pretty reserved. I like to keep to myself. Even when I would be doing little things just to see, oh, is anyone looking at me? I didn't care who they were. I don't have an attachment to them. But I just wanted to see, is anyone noticing me? And the reason why I was doing that is because I felt like someone should be noticing me, because that high would fill in that little void of self-doubt and insecurity that I have. That's right, I still have it. However, what I've learned now is when I am at the gym, I am literally just in my zone, doing my work, doing my workout, doing in my flow, just breathing, jamming out to my music, stretching, whatever I have to do. Now, when I turn around and I actually tune into my surroundings, I notice people glancing at me. But here's the thing, I notice it. I'm not seeking it. It's already happening. I just happen to turn around and put up my weights. When I turn around, the person is staring at me. And on top of that, I don't even care. Because I don't need that validation. I'm not seeking that anymore. I am there to move my body, to strengthen my body, to get my mindset in a good place for the day. And that makes me so proud. And it also proves that you can do it too. I challenge you that whenever you go somewhere and you feel like you are searching for that validation, resist the urge to look. Resist the urge to modify what you're doing. Keep on doing what you're doing, regardless, as if no one was looking. You shouldn't be seeking someone looking. You should be so in love and in tune with what you're actually doing in the moment. That focus radiates, that consistency, that security and confidence radiates. By building that foundation, you naturally become magnetic and alluring. And guess what? The external validation is just there, but you don't need it anymore. It does not define you. It has nothing. It does not affect your self-worth. It does not affect your confidence. It's just a nice little gesture that happens. Sometimes it's nice, sometimes it's unwanted. But what I have noticed now, that because I am so secure, this is how amazing the universe is. Because I am so secure and I am just focused on the well-being of this body. Even the little glances or attention that I may captivate, it's no longer creepy and icky. Whereas before, even when I didn't want it to be creepy and icky, like that post, it would attract that. Because I was operating from a lower frequency, from a low energy point. And now I'm operating from a higher frequency. So therefore, the energy that you output is here, and then the energy that you'll receive is here or higher. Of course, there's outliers. Because my baseline and my foundation is here, and so is yours, you're going to get there because your foundation, your baseline is so fucking high. Anything that happens down here is just, okay, it happened. It's done. It's past. If you are in a situation of unwanted attention, let's say that you're minding your own business and someone approaches you. They just want to have a chat with you and they ask for your number, they ask you out. You say no, and they don't respect that. You know not to entertain that, and you also know that you are safe and that the universe is on your side. You are simply going to be straight up no. I would say be polite, but if this person is not accepting that politeness, you don't have to be polite. You simply just say no, and that closes the door to that energy or whatever that looks like. If you have to walk away, walk away. It's very circumstantial, but I would say don't give your back to someone that is basically harassing you. Move yourself to a better environment where you will feel supported and safe. I'm gonna take a break again. By detaching from external validation, you start detaching from the male gaze. By doing that, you start exposing the holes and the flaws in your foundation of your being. Once you find those holes, you're going to take it one thing at a time, challenge yourself to analyze those things and how can you fix it. For me, say I'm at the gym, I'm repping. The way I broke that spell was when I would have the thought of, are they looking? I would challenge myself to, first of all, acknowledge that thought. And then when I would want to look up or pause, I would literally be like, no, you're doing 2 more reps. And I would do 2 more reps, and in whatever direction I'm looking, that's the direction you stay looking. When you're doing something and you find that you're looking for external validation or male gaze, if you are looking in one direction, you stay looking in that direction. Do not turn to see if they are acknowledging you. Do not cave to that. Slowly, by challenging that subconscious behavior, you're going to rewire that subconscious behavior and you're going to stop. Eventually, it'll be like, it doesn't even matter whether it's there or not, because it shouldn't matter whether it's there or not. This is a journey, so you're gonna have good days and you're gonna have days where you revert, and that's okay. Just catch yourself and ground yourself. I think that's all I have for this video and this topic. Thank you so much for sharing your time. I'm so blessed that you are watching this video. Don't forget that you are valid, you are worthy, and that you are here for a reason. Bye. Have a good day.